Well, TikTok and its parent company ByteDance filed a lawsuit Tuesday against the U.S. government over the new law that bans the app if it doesn't cut ties with its China-based owner within a year.
Joining us now to discuss is Robin Nunn, civil trial attorney and legal analyst. Welcome. And could you break down the key points in this lawsuit that TikTok is arguing?
Yeah, TikTok obviously lost its battle before Congress, and this has come into law, and now they're taking their challenge essentially to the courts. They're arguing that this law requiring divestment or sale by their China-based owner within a year is a breach of the First Amendment and an unlawful essentially singling out of their company in a world of many social media platforms. And they say in their challenge that there is no question that this law would force a shutdown of their company on January 19th, 2025, which would essentially, in their words, silence 170 million Americans in the process. They essentially...
Yes. Sorry to interrupt you there. I thought you completed your thought. TikTok claims that this is a violation of the First and Fifth Amendments. Is there any truth to that? And exactly how is it a violation?
Yeah, essentially they're saying that it's a free speech issue. They want a court order to show that this law should be delayed or stalled as they make their case on these First Amendment and Fifth Amendment grounds. But, you know, they really underscore the point in this challenge that the members of Congress who passed this law use TikTok themselves, and that this is very reactionary and lacks actual evidence. The First Amendment is obviously something that's a constitutional right and taken fairly seriously, but there has to be evidence in situations like this where national security is called into question with apps such as TikTok and others.
Yeah, and there's been that question as to whether TikTok users might join this lawsuit. What are your thoughts on that, and how could that maybe help TikTok's argument?
Yeah, I think that the more people that are in support of this argument, the better. You know, essentially nothing's been filed yet by TikTok users, but this legal claim, which is, 80 pages long, the complaint was, does make the argument that there are far-reaching implications for this ban, essentially, saying that this forced divestiture of TikTok, although the government says it's not an outright ban on the app, it essentially works that way, and it impacts, a number of customers, users, other companies such as Apple and Google. It really has sort of brings in a number of questions.
So, overall, do you feel that there's a chance that TikTok can win this case?
Oh, that's a tough one. I think that they put forward a lot of unique and novel arguments, some which have not been, really litigated before. I think whoever wins will appeal, and I have a feeling that this will go all the way up to the Supreme Court.
So what right now are the immediate next steps? I mean, what do we expect the government to do and respond to this?
Yeah, I think that the DOJ right now is reviewing this. I think there's going to be a lot of thought. I assume that there'll be a motion to dismiss filed against this complaint in the first instance. But I think that time will tell. I think it's going to be a long process with a lot of arguments and appeals, and hopefully a lot of people joining in this discussion, because this is an important and compelling issue.
Robin Nunn, civil trial attorney and legal analyst, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.